Hello everyone, today I will be reading The Rough Patch, which is written and illustrated by Brian Lies. This book actually won a Caldecott Honor Award in 2019, so it should have a silver medallion right about here, but this is an older publication, so it doesn't have one. So that we see on the cover a really cute fox, and he's tending to some sort of plant in his garden. So I think this book is going to be about something related to a garden, but we'll have to read it to find out. The Rough Patch by Brian Lies. Evan and his dog did everything together. They played games and enjoyed sweet treats. They shared music and adventure. We see them together in a red truck and on a hike together. They were together all through the day and through all the seasons. But what they loved the most was working in Evan's magnificent garden. There, everything they planted grew as big and as beautiful as the sky above them. Look how clear the sky is. I don't see one cloud. And they look so happy together. But one day, the unthinkable happened. Evan laid his dog to rest in a corner of the garden, and nothing was the same. Evan shut himself away inside. Without his best friend, the garden was a bitter and lonely place. One morning, he found himself with a hoe in his paws. Swinging angrily, he slashed the garden to the ground. Why do you think Evan would do that? Maybe he doesn't know how to process his emotions. That's a lot to take on. He hacked it all to bits and threw everything into a heap. But a good place won't stay empty for long. New plants sprouted and stretched toward the sky. Weeds. Itchy ones. Spiky and prickly ones. Foul-smelling ones. These weeds suited Evan just fine, so he took care of them. Now, these aren't necessarily the prettiest plants. If Evan's garden couldn't be a happy place, then it was going to be the saddest and most desolate place he could make it. What do you notice about Evan's garden now? Does it look different from the beginning of the story? And soon it was. When Evan found a pumpkin vine sneaking in under the fence, he raised his hoe to chop it. But then he considered its prickly stems, fuzzy leaves, and spidery, twisty tendrils. He let it be. What do you think is going to grow from this vine? As the pumpkin vine grew, Evan cleared the weeds from its path and watered it. The vine responded to his care. See, we see a smaller pumpkin. A pumpkin would start out smaller like this, but what do we notice is different about this pumpkin illustrated here and the pumpkin we have here? The color. So when pumpkins begin to grow, they tend to be green, and orange develops later. So here we see a green pumpkin. Around the time the evening air began to cool, Evan felt an old, familiar sense of excitement. It was Fair Week. See how large this pumpkin grew? It must be super heavy, like this one. Oh! Really, really big. But whose pumpkin do you think is bigger? His or this one? This one's really big, but I still think Evan's is bigger. He loaded up the pumpkin and drove it to town. He secured it and everything. He took care of important fair business and gobbled down some delicious fair food. A caramel apple, that looks really yummy, and some pizza. I ate pizza for lunch today. He caught up with some friends too. It felt good to be out again, even if it wasn't quite the same. So many fox friends. They're so cute. Evan's pumpkin won 3rd place. Prize is $10, or one of the pups in that box, the judge said. I'll take the 10, said Evan. So he didn't opt for the mysterious box, but as he claimed his prize, he heard a scrabbling sound inside the box and thought it wouldn't hurt to just look. And this is how the book ends, with this image right here. You see Evan and a furry friend. So what do you guys think he won at the fair? A dog, right? Doesn't that story become full circle at the end? It's super touching. So on the back cover, we see a good place won't stay empty for long. Something must grow. So in this story, a pumpkin grew, but what also changed from the beginning about Evan? Evan grew a positive mindset. And I think this is really important, especially with events we've experienced the past couple of years. So thank you for listening. I love this book, The Rough Patch by Brian Lies, and I hope you enjoyed me reading it.